highlights of just being at this event, Beyond Dreams, was the fact that it wasn't like the overall like regular hip hop showcase. There was a conversation component in which legendary hip hop journalist Davey D moderated an artist panel. So it was cool to be able to be on a panel with amazing artists, and then afterwards be able to get up on the mic and rock out.
President Obama is the president under which the most deportations in the history of the United States have happened. He's at over 2 million deportations. There's about 100 deportations a day. And the way that deportations happen is that Obama created a mandatory national program called Secure Communities, where he mandated that police share data with ICE, right? And so what that did is that when you have a broken tail light, when they run your data and it doesn't come up as you being a citizen or a resident, then ICE is able to see your data, right? And that is, what it translated to was immigrants becoming one of the fastest growing prison populations for things like jaywalking, for women reporting domestic abuse, right? They would get called, ICE would get called. So there was work for years and years, especially the last 5 years, to overturn ESCOM, right? And to say, we cannot collaborate with ICE. There should be no collaboration with ICE because we can't have a situation where you have families being detained or we have people being deported for very small crimes. You know that when Obama says the majority of people are criminals, that's just not true. I mean, people are getting deported for things that are not felonies.
Right now, the largest number of youth in California, and I believe in the United States, are second-generation Latinos. And that means that their parents are immigrants. And so I do think that happens a lot in Oakland, just so you know. Yes. It happens a lot. A lot of kids go to school and come home and their parents are deported. Just so you know, this is not like this happens just once in a while. This happens every day, all the time. And a lot of kids that we work with have to go through that, and it's hard to get them to sit down and do math, right? Yes. When that goes down.
Let's talk about the folks that victimize these undocumented people routinely and get away with that, and we don't see any sort of protections, no sort of conversation nationally to make sure that innocent people, regardless of what their citizen status is, are protected.
I think also, too, you talk about connecting the dots. To me, it kind of goes hand in hand, and I know people like Davey D actually tried to forward this conversation when a vigilante named George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin, and say, to talk about, these vigilante killings and talk about that, to use that as a point of unity between black and brown communities, like we're both being hunted down, and oftentimes, our killers aren't arrested, they aren't put in jail, they aren't given a death penalty, they're celebrated. You know what I'm saying? They're celebrated in society as like cowboys, as like heroes, you know what I'm saying, when they kill us. But then when the opposite happens, that's not the case, you know what I'm saying? We're constantly criminalized, always, you know what I'm saying? To the point where you have a young white dude can actually go into a church and pray for an hour with people and then kill 9 people, and then he doesn't become a representative of white people. You see? He doesn't, and legislation doesn't change. A flag came down. With all due respect for those that fought for the flag coming down, personally, I mean, nothing was done to us under the Confederate flag that wasn't done to us under the American flag, or United States of America flag. I mean, that's just a fact. You know what I'm saying?
What we see in New York is that we're seeing a continuation of displacement of poor people. You know what I mean? With the same thing that happened in Chicago, where the projects came down. I go back to my city, Chicago. The city looks like a different city. Absolutely. Because what they're doing is pushing those of us that are in our generation and the next generation that don't have a place in the global economy anymore.
Is that we have to understand that our own brilliance is right here. True. People are creating. You got this brother here doing his own TV. He's not sitting up here waiting to get on Fox and MTV. He's creating his own job. I know I definitely created my own jobs. I know Aisha's created her own jobs. Fabiana has created her own jobs, right? I think everybody here has created their own jobs. And we call it hustle, right? We call it grinding. So we can't diminish that significance of that. And make it seem like, well, I'm grinding today, but then tomorrow I'm going to work for some plantation, some global plantation that, can let me go at any time and make me sign away all my rights. If you work for any of these big companies, in case you don't know, I should tell you, they will make you sign on the dotted line any idea that you come up with, they keep. And I know that from working for Time Warner.
And one other thing that stands out, and this is something, Davey, that I think that you bring up as well in your writings, is looking at how this then infiltrates the culture that we consume on a daily basis, right? That in particular, when we see these types of criminalization, whether that be under the moniker of terrorism or immigration or police brutality, what have you, it's something that's also commercialized, right? Then Black Death, for instance, becomes profitable, something that we are eager to consume, right? And that without a doubt, somehow it becomes normalized in our everyday mentality, right? We see that in film, we hear that on our radios, what have you, and somehow it makes us more complacent, more comfortable with the reality when we see it on the news, perhaps. I'm thinking of Jeff Chang. He often says that cultural change is often the dress rehearsal for social and political change, right? So what we are consuming on a daily basis also is shaping our mindset and then our behaviors and our actions on a daily basis.
But I think that we definitely need to start pushing the idea that as poor people, as people from the global south, you know what I'm saying, we are all under attack. Because let's keep it real, like, people aren't migrating up north just because they woke up one day and decided they wanted to come live in beautiful Gringolandia. You know what I'm saying? People are following resources, and people are leaving their homes and their loved ones behind, and they're going through hellish conditions to arrive into this country because U.S. foreign policy has made living conditions in Latin America and in Africa, because people are also going into Europe, completely unlivable, you know? And if we don't, yeah, make noise for that for sure. And if we don't start looking at immigration as something of international foreign policy, of U.S. imperialism, then we're missing the conversation.
Here on this earth. Boy in New York told me liberty's just a statue. Hot dealing blazing in metal, glaring at you. Empty promises of freedom that begat you. Land of the free, home of the brave. Is that true? Future dependent on puppet strings. Where's the agency? It makes me want to scream. Remember, ha, we on the same team somewhere between. Awake in a dream, only window to the world, the blue glow of a screen. Asylum seekers see red, politicians see green. All that I ask is that humanity be seen. Asking for asylum in the place they call home. About time to remind them they ain't alone. In the solitude of self, the penitentiary of these walls. Let people hear the solemnity of your calls. On dit qu'un enfant conçu dont l'amour soit heureux, mais qu'on y tire, qu'on en flamme, ces temps s'opposent à la distance. Ni la rupture sensible la naissance d'une famille par alliance. Ce jeune qui crache sur son patronyme, toujours partent à la dérive. Quand les misères de leur famille les enivre et qu'ils du plus vivre que toi, un destin c'est la rive. Et si un jour arrive le drame, dont le cœur l'éternel en flamme, reste la boussole morale que les mots harmonie, paix, amour et bravoure. Témoin dans ma témoin, même se font la mal. Et si une famille musicale, j'ai pris même chemin, je ramasse les miens. Voilà tout ce que j'aime, que leur santé est la musique reine. Et la musique reine, ah. Et la musique reine. Y'all wanna help me out? Sing along with this. You ready? Here we go. Goes like this. Your turn. Yeah. Again, louder. We in this together. Keep it going, y'all. Here on this earth, we have everything that makes life worth living. That's what that means. Keep it going. قلوب وحدة وعنا مايا الكريل العالي قلوب وحدة the hill of my Arigato, merci. Merci.